Never made it as a wise man. I couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing. Tired of living like a blind man. I'm sick aside without a sense of feeling. And this
I used to think that it was tired of living like a black man, and I was like, yeah, I get it. And I'm not even black. I can totally understand that. But
I saw these guys once.
Nickelback.
They opened up for Everclear.
Hang on. Nickelback, this song wasn't 2000. This was like 14.
This is 2000.
This is 2000? Yeah. I didn't hate them. Why does Nickelback get so much shit?
So I had to look this up.
Okay.
When I get bored, I go down these rabbit holes.
Yes,
Because when you don't have kids, you have time to think.
Okay.
It's like I asked.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah.
Look at all the.
Yeah, so I went to ask the internet. Dear internet, why do people hate Nickelback? Because I don't understand it. And apparently, like, they have this frat boy-like image, or they've written songs that are kind of misogynistic.
Oh.
And also, I think being from Canada doesn't help matters either, because, you know, they're Canadian, right? But, I mean, they're talented.
Yeah, but so is Bryan Adams. So is.
Yeah, but they've never been misogynistic or you know, frat
Summer of
boyish.
'69.
Yeah,
How do you get more frat boy than Summer of '69?
But the way it's written. My father used to tell me this. Danny, listen to this country music. It's wholesome. I'm like, Dad, they're singing about whiskey. Shut up. It's wholesome. Because the way they sang the story, the way they presented the story, like Son of a Preacher Man, not a country song. It's a song about losing your virginity, but it sounds like it's a very gentle song about a preacher boy and his girlfriend.
Yeah, but this song, How You Remind Me, the way I took it was How You Remind Me of how I'm like not good enough for you. I'm not going to get you.
This is when people like Nickelback. At some point, they I guess turned heel.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like Creed went through this same thing when they found out that Scott Stapp really wasn't this great Christian guy that he personified.
He's a little nutty.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Nutty. All right, back to 2000. So we heard the call from the sex toys for underprivileged women. I was raising sex toys for underprivileged women.
How much money did you raise, by the way?
I don't know, but this is so. Here is when the tape started to get eaten, we heard that like
96.5 CMF Maranimal about 7:25. You know, no matter what, man, when they come out yelling at me, I can always count on Maranimal's animals to come to the phones to my defense. And sure enough, every phone is lit up in here. Called up.
Okay, so there we go. We knew that happened.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I flipped the tape over, and here's...
And ladies, if you don't have a penis in your life, I am doing a sex toy drive for underprivileged women.
This is the next day.
All I need you ladies, just call up, because tomorrow we'll be calling out. Tell me why you're an underprivileged woman and why you deserve these toys that are being...
I don't think I got one woman to call. I don't remember.
Right now, Ramin is over in the... are you in the public parking lot in Fairport?
I'm over at Fairport Village Landing.
He's literally across the street from where our studio is now. How weird is that? 25 years ago, nearly, he was across the street.
Fairport, which is right off Route 250, I believe.
All right. Fairport Village Landing. You will find Ramin. He's got some CMF static stickers on his car.
That's right.
You drop off a new unwrapped sex toy for an underprivileged woman for our Toys for Taints, and he'll hook you up with a great prize.
This is a brilliant idea now.
CDs.
I've got all kinds of CDs. I've got gift certificates to the Newport House.
$25
the Newport House.
gift certificates to the Newport House.
I used to do a live broadcast from there in the summer.
I remember.
Food on the Newport House in a beautiful setting just for dropping off an unwrapped sex toy.
My roommate used to have Jenny nights
women.
there.
Well, just to hurry up, I still got a ticket to the Hot Oil Wrestling tonight.
Oh, you got tickets to that, too?
Oh, yeah, you can get out here, get a couple of those, and run up to Water Street. That should be a good time.
Water Street.
Nice.
It's like I'm Santa Claus over here.
You are Santa Claus. You're Bona Claus.
Except for, you know, Santa Claus doesn't sit in parking lots and ask for dildos.
Well, he does, but he's usually an escapee of a mental patient.
All right, there's that one.
Ramin was very sharp.
Oh, really sharp. Went back to be an engineer.
Yeah.
Yeah, really sharp. I loved him. He was my favorite intern. They took him away from me. He was my favorite. You weren't an intern.
No, I was talking about Kevin.
Ramin was my favorite. Well, because
I was never your intern. I know that.
Because I wasn't doing this kind of radio when Kevin was around. Kevin was a great intern. But Kevin was Kevin's best experience in radio would probably have been with Carlson and McKenzie. Seriously,
okay. Because Kevin made it sound like you were with Marconi when you invented the radio. You, Kevin, and Marconi.
Well, I don't know about that, but all I can say is Kevin was great. But I think Kevin probably got more experience and better exposure with Carlson and McKenzie. They were fantastic.
They were.
And I think he did a nice job with them. Ramin, though, got taken away from me.
I remember hearing about this.
Because I sent him to a gay bar to find out how much a blowjob is, meaning the shot. And I put him on the air, and he did it. And then I was told that he was a bad influence on me. And I'm like, bad influence on me? Who the fuck do you think came up with it? I was like, none of it made sense. But
so we'll make it work with Wheeze.
So they put him with Wheeze. That's right. But here's the thing:
to rub off on him.
I think they were trying to protect me. I think somebody said you got to get rid of Billy because he's too over the edge. And I wonder if this person, now that I look back, goes, bad influence with Ramin. We're going to move Ramin, and we'll say, I really do, because this person that saved me has tried to hire me everywhere they've gone.
Okay,
and they were a huge fan of mine. So Kevin LeGret, he was, and I do, looking back, wonder if that's the case. What are you laughing at?
Just the absurdity of the explanation, but I understand the sense behind it.
Yeah, I think
just the absurdity of the explanation.
I'm thinking
it's almost
now,
like he's like saying it with a wink. Like,
yeah, but as I look back now, right, as an older guy, because at the time I'm like, oh, what are you talking about? And I was so bummed out because I loved that kid. And
it was the summer of '99.
Yeah. So, all right, let me see if this is the next one.
Don't miss the Eckerd celebration of life.
Oh, I grabbed this on purpose because you get this sweet commercial into my shit show.
Lights this holiday season, brought to you by Eckerd Drugs, Rochester's WB, and Infinity Broadcasting.
96.5 CMF, little past 7:20. It's Maranimal. Ramin is out in Fairport at the Village Landing. It's a big parking lot there, right off Main Street in the village of Fairport, collecting your unused sex toys for underprivileged women, better known as Toys for Taints. He has great prizes for you dropping them off, including $25 gift certificate to eat at the Newport House. Not bad at all. Ladies, looking for you. Call up and tell me why you deserve these unused.
I don't.
By the way, back then, $25 gift card could take you and your date out to the Newport House.
Probably, or take a big chunk off the bill.
I mean, that was a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I don't think one woman ever called. I don't
Sex toys. Why are you an underprivileged woman?
Tell us why you're underprivileged.
Just come up here tomorrow and you can pick up the toy of your liking for free. Hey, everybody needs to have a good holiday. Might as well rock your own world, if you know what I mean. Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath doing a solo thing. Getting some help from Dave Grohl.
So this will roll into Dave Grohl.
Goodbye Lament, CMF.
Let's see. I don't know. I'm trying
to play a block of songs.
Yeah. I played one or two.
Maranimal.
Yeah.
It's Dan from South of 7th.
Hey, good day, my Canadian friend.
I was listening to Weeze's show this morning, and
So Wheeze was the morning guy. It's still on the radio.
Yeah.
Legendary. Legendary. In the National Radio Hall of Fame, which is very impressive. Very impressive.
Dude called in and figured you were going to get fired for going off on that broad last night.
Yeah, did you hear it?
I never heard it. We were out shopping last night, right? And I said to my wife, we were sitting here this morning, and Buddy comes on and says, he's probably going to get fired. And I said, man, oh man, a couple of weeks ago he was talking about retarded Mexicans falling off the top of his tree. I go...
Danny, what was I don't even know what I was doing. What was I saying?
And the guy's so casual about it.
He had his job after that. I said, calling that chick a skank bitch is nothing.
I never called her a skank bitch. I heard about this too. We had like a Christmas party today, like a little Christmas gathering.
Right.
And I walked in there and people are like, hey, man, you called a girl a skanko? I go, no, I never did. I called her a bitch. I called her a dumb bitch because she was calling up yelling at me about my Toys for Taint. The sex toys for underprivileged women?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, well, she was calling up saying how perverted I was, and I was going, well, if you don't like it, hang up. And she's like, you're a pig, you're this. And I go, hang up the phone then. She goes, no. I go, that just shows how stupid you are and what little life you have. But I never called her a skank hoe. She kept yelling that she was going to get me fired and all this. I go, go right ahead.
On the air?
Yeah. Is this on the air?
It was.
Yeah. It was all on the air.
Wow.
I was going to, I heard about it, and I was going to dig up the phone call and play it back because I have it on tape, and I figured, no one wants to hear that again.
So I'll wait 25 years to replay
it. I never called her a skank hoe, and you know what? I do still have my job, and obviously she has no power to get me fired.
Exactly.
Just the weight of the words. I never called her a skank hoe. I called her a bitch. Yeah. I called her, like as if there's some type of difference. Like,
well, yeah,
that's crossing the line.
I think skanko is crossing the line. I'll defend that one.
That's a whole other level.
That's right. I'll defend my old self.
Exactly. There you go. Well, have a very Merry Christmas.
All right.
All the best to your family.
Thanks. You
All right.
And your family.
That boy is a P.I.G. pig.
Naughty.
That's the remix version with the gun at the end. Yeah, they went back after every song that Kurt Cobain sang on. They blew his brains out.
So stupid. It's a terrible joke. What are you laughing at? It's a terrible joke.
Yeah, but that's the idea, though.
I know.
They went back and
I couldn't fucking. I think I played a gunshot at it. Sure I did.
Oh, man. Ramin is out in the Village Landing parking lot collecting sex toys, unused sex toys for underprivileged women. We're calling it Toys for Taints. It's we're going to give him a call here, but let me grab this line. Hey, CMF.
Hey, is it Maranimal?
Yeah.
Hey, Maranimal, buddy. A couple things real quick. I'm a delivery driver out in Pizza. I just heard that call you had just a couple minutes ago about that call yesterday. I tried to get a hold of you yesterday real quick. Give it a shot.
So here's my point. Like for radio, this dumb bit that I did, and I'm not saying it's that good. I will tell you that this should get you hired anywhere because you did something that got people to come back. The ones that missed it talked about it. They called your station again. You got more people invested in your radio station and I'm not saying it was great. I'm just saying it was like just edgy enough that people were calling a morning show to ask about the guy who did something at 7:20 at night. Remember, I did the time check.
Yeah.
7:20 at night. Who fucking... There's something called PUR, people using radio. It drops to almost nothing after 7 o'clock. It drops to literally almost nothing, especially in where I was at the time. And I go, so you did that. You got people to call there. And then this guy's calling up to go last night. I'm like, that was the kind of radio. And I loved it because it was momentum. It was the next day. It carried over. It was all this shit. And I go, that's the stuff that I think is missing from radio today. Oh, absolutely. I'm not saying you have to be yelling at people. That's not my point. But nobody's doing what would be referred to as serial content, at least that I don't listen to the radio. I listen to satellite, so maybe I'm just as bad.
But the thing is, though, it's like, and I've listened to satellite for years, and that's missing from there, too.
It is a little bit, but like Howard does a nice job with
Howard does, even though he's only on really live 2 days a week. But the thing is, though, is that you have all these channels, and you have all this talent. You know, you could do stuff like that. You do have jocks who could tape stuff. You could like have national calls coming in and talking about it on your own little niche on satellite radio. They choose not to do it. That bothers me a little bit.
Shout out, man. I had to pull over. I was laughing so hard when you were talking to that lady, man. I was dying. So tonight, I was wondering, how many guys you got out at, I deliver right out in Fairport, right in the village. How many guys you got out there at the Village Landing parking lot?
Just Ramin.
What's that?
Just Ramin.
Just for me. I'll bring your man a pizza there. Thank you, guys.
Oh, you the man. Look at that.
I'm telling you what, man, because I drive around all night long, man, and your show just makes my damn night every night, man. I laugh my ass off. So.
Well, I appreciate it. That's kind of you to say, and Ramin will thank you, and I'll have to call him and let him know.
Yeah. What does he like on his pizza, man? Pepperoni good?
Yep, pepperoni's great.
Give him pineapple.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
See you.
He's allergic to shrooms.
There you go. That was it. But there was something about it, hearing it again, and I went, it's a little rough around the edges. I get it. But there was something there that was pretty entertaining. It was even entertaining 25 years later. It was sort of entertaining.
I would love to hear like Weez and Tommy's reaction the following morning, just to see how they,
I don't know
what they would have done if they dug up the tape.
I think that I know this.
Because morning guys are digging for content.
No, I think that I know what I'm sure I know what happened. I'm sure I know what happened.
Okay.
I think that any kind of like yelling at a listener was not like Weez would be like, brah, it's toys for twats. You know, I think it was probably pooed. And maybe not. I have no idea. I didn't hear it. So I don't know. But I'm just going by that. Now, I did find a bit. I did do a bit. I used to do bits. Like, this is a produced bit. Not going to say it's award winning, but it's a produced bit. So this is Christmas time, remember? I had
96.5 CMF, Bob Rivers from Twisted Christmas, and I Am Santa Claus. Just about 8:15, it's Maranimal. You know, I got the Wayne County Times here. And right here, there's a number to call the North Pole, so I figure I'll try giving the North Pole a quick call.
So this is all like. At first, I went, "Oh, really? They did? That's amazing." Oh, this is all made up. Watch this.
See what's going on.
It's all made up.
Up at the North Pole.
But I must have worked I must have spent hours just playing.
Oh, cool. Music right away.
Right? All this is fake.
Out of the Wayne County Times, the number to call the North Pole. See what happens.
Thank you for calling the North Pole. To find out the approximate time Santa Claus will be at your home, please enter your area code now.
716.
You have entered 315. Oh. Please hold for an important message.
Okay, here we go. Here comes the important message. Ready?
Well, howdy, 315er. This is Uncle Daddy Claus. I'm Santa's third
Daddy Claus.
And starting this season, I'll be delivering the goods to your double wide. Reason being, Santa's afraid y'all might shoot the reindeer for your holiday dinner. That's when my sleighs pull the floppy-eared flying coon dogs. I promise you all this, I'm better than that fat old elf. For one, I got me a gun rack on my sleigh and a bumper sticker that reads, "These toys insured by Smith and Wesson." Ain't nobody with me. Now, another thing different about me and Santa Claus, I prefer JD and moon pies to milk and cookies. And unlike my fat third cousin twice removed, Uncle Daddy Claus, prefer dip to smoking a pipe. So please keep a spit tune handy, otherwise be all over your floor. Now, this Christmas Eve, I won't be yelling on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner, Blitzen, so on.
What will you be yelling? Listen to this.
Hear me yell, on Earnhardt, on Wallace, on Martin and LaFontaine. Oh, another difference, my fat third cousin twice removed hollers, ho, ho, ho. For me, it's a simple, yee-haw. Also, on the back of my sleigh, I got some real cool caricature of me taking a whiz on the Tooth Fairy.
I remember those.
Because Uncle Daddy Claus will now be serving y'all 315ers. I'm getting the local TV stations to replace Christmas specials like Miracle on 34th Street with ones like Boss Hog Saves Christmas. Oh, you're going to like it so much better. And lastly, this is just a warning. Uncle Daddy Claus don't wear no belt. So you may want to make the youngins turn away when I'm putting presents under your tree. Yee-haw! And see you about 2 a.m. Saturday morning. I may be a little late because there's a very special wrestling on. Merry Christmas, y'all!
There you go.
Did you voice both parts?
Yeah.
Okay.
But here's the thing. I don't even remember. I must have written that whole thing out. I must have gone into a production studio, cut each thing individually, sped up the elf, made the on-hold music, put it through a filter so it sounds like it's on hold, then went in deep in the voice, did the whole thing, recorded it all, and then loaded it into a system so I could play. I went, holy fuck, and it wasn't even that good. Like, it was not even that good. But I thought it was like, I
don't think it was bad.
It wasn't as all right. I mean, it's not.
So the reason why I said 716 because at that point 716 was still the area code.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 315, no kidding.
Yeah, 315. Well, I was the whole thing. But I just, it was, I don't know. It was amazing. And I my whole life, I just like to play.
Yeah.
Now, as I've gotten older, I've gotten more curious about things. And I still like to play, but I like to get into deeper discussions and stuff. That's all. But I thought that was funny.
I used to like, the one thing I could do with you is like, you're like, Dan, if you want to do a bit, just do a bit.
Yeah.
And my whole thing was taking songs and splicing stuff into songs.
Phenomenal.
Or inventing songs. Like
phenomenal. I always liked it because I didn't know it was coming. Or the one time we had a guy who used to call up the show called Limo Joe.
Yeah.
And Limo Joe always had a problem. And he had Paranello defend him. And then he had some issues with Paranello.
Yeah, they got into a fight.
They got into a fight. And he calls,
I'll kill you before the cancer kills you. Remember, that's what he said. Paranello told him because I guess Limo Joe had cancer at one point. I'll kill you. He said this on the news. I'll kill you before the cancer kills you.
God. It's just the people.
So I took Kokomo and remixed it to Limo Joe.
It was so funny. So funny. All right, we'll take a break. We'll get into some real stuff. There's a story locally, and then I want to compare it to a story nationally. One in the national one will be more, I guess, celebrity based, but it's just interesting to me, these two things. And I don't know. I don't want to, blame the victim. Is that in our vernacular now?
Yeah. Victim shaming.
Blaming
Stop
the victim.
Shaming
yes.
the victim.
Okay. But on this one, I go, what's happening here? What's really going on in this story?
What's the root?
What's the root of it?
That's the theme.
That's right.
Today's program.
That's going to be the title of this episode.
The root. The root.
The root.
The root is on fire.
We'll get to it next. But first.